populations rising up across the island, with partisans harassing the increasingly disorganized military within the towns and the hills. The Altian junta has convened an emergency session to discuss options. A significant enemy task force has been detached and is preparing to push towards Sirta and Galati. It's likely that they consider this area lightly defended and seek to occupy it as fast as possible in order to strengthen their future defense. Unfortunately, it is lightly defended. There's only some militia and a company of VDB. Good luck. Mission task: conduct a delaying action until 1945 hours. Evacuate at 1945 hours if the enemy does not abort their attack. Complete task with less than 50% casualties for a bonus minor VP. Commander's intent: the Altian attack is hasty but fully supported with artillery and air support. Don't remain in position for too long after you're spotted. Stay mobile and continuously surprise the enemy. We're simply trying to bleed the enemy of time and manpower. Mission elements: we're a VDD platoon, light infantry. We have one command vehicle van, which also has the weapons in it for weapons team. We have a medical van and 3 GAZ 66 trucks with ammo. No support elements other than the Mi-24 and L-39 that we have with us. There are friendly militia in the towns. You might see them cutting about. Just be careful you don't accidentally gun them down. Signals, battalion, and platoon will be on 4-0. Aviation will be on 5-0. Artyom, Boris, and Chariton will be on 41, 42, and 43, respectively. Disposition of Altian forces. Intelligence has marked known enemy positions and numbers. We don't know shit for this one. Enemy forces consist of a combined mechanized and light infantry task force backed up by mortar, howitzer, and rotary/fixed-wing air support. Armor has not been identified yet, but it is expected. The Altian forces are conducting a hasty attack. They know nothing about us, but they'll seek to recon our strengths and positions and then eliminate us. Don't stay in positions the enemy are aware of, as you'll be outflanked or destroyed by support. Dig fighting positions with care. If they're obvious, you'll be seen quickly, but cover will be needed to shelter from preliminary suppressive bombardments. The worst possible outcome would be for us to be pinned down, surrounded, and destroyed. Losing your vehicles would make this more likely, so keep them safe to the rear. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, quick. Galati is the end point of the push, or?
Galati is the end point of their push, yeah.
All right, good to know.
We have to hold them for an hour and 45 minutes.
It's a long time, but we have about 2.5 kilometers. Environmental data. Weather, it's evening, overcast, sunset is in 1.5 hours. Civilians are present. Evacuate civilians if you're occupying their houses. Terrain, the west side of Sirta is rather exposed to enemy scouting and support assets, so positions will need to be placed in hidden ambush positions. Between Sirta and Galati, there's a deep valley with lots of corrugated hill spurs. Those should heavily restrict enemy mechanized operations and allow considerable defense in depth. Over to you, Dutchy.
You can already see I drew up a couple points on the map. These are just general areas I wanted to retreat to each time. So, like, if I tell Artyom, like, fall back to position, fall back 1, go to that general area and do whatever you see on the ground that's, like, you know, a good position. And our general tactics today will be a rolling fallback. So, like, for example, I will call out Boris fall back to 1, then Artyom will go to 2, and on so on, generally. And then, like, whenever we reach Galati, we'll just hold the last stand to the last man. I think that's the best thing I can do for now. We will have a backup of, like, a Hind and an L-39. So I think we can generally hold out for quite a while in those positions. I think. Yeah, that's kind of just the general plan for now. Just fall back on position to eat.
Dutch, you have a question?
Yeah.
Where does Chariton fit into this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Chariton. Chariton's gonna be just.
I've got an idea for
They
you,
dig
Dutchy.
the holes.
Yeah,
Dig the holes.
Dutchy, I have an actual idea. So I think if you kind of lost fair use for us, it could be a good idea to use us as a sort of, like, bounding So
the Battle of Stalingrad.
So
There are
we
more
could
bodies and
we
they have
could set up
bullets.
we could set up a place and cover you as you fall back, or just dig holes further back.
Don't worry
like, for you
about
to
it.
push
We'll
them.
manage.
Yeah, like I think chairs will be just needed as is at the position that they are needed.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yep.
say I would
Like-
recommend
Like if for example Boris is having it quite happy, you can reinforce Boris, or alternatively you can be used to like reinforce Archie if they're being battered.
That's
Dutchy,
called being a reserve.
quick idea.
Yeah.
These positions here on these hills are really powerful positions in this whole area.
Which ones? I
252 and the radio tower at 277.
Yeah.
They're also incredibly obvious.
They are incredibly obvious. However, I feel like they're really good base fire positions.
Well,
The
if you look
problem
on the
is,
map, you have a lot of spurs that are cutting into the mountains.
Yeah,
so
but
you can
there
just
is a
peek
big
and shoot.
problem as well. The enemy has superior. Excuse me.
Everything.
The enemy has artillery and quite good air support.
Okay, that's
so
fair. I didn't realize they had
It's
artillery.
yeah,
That's fair
it's,
enough
it's
then.
not good.
Yep,
I
that's
want
fair.
to want us to be kept on the move because like the moment they find out our position is compromised, and all hell will rain down on your head.
Yep, that's fair.
Just have Cheriton in the back at fallback 3 mounting shit so high they can't get over it.
Build a mountain.
Yeah. Build a mountain in the road.
Yeah, so the northern mountains have a shit ton of spurs that basically cut into them, so we can use those to pop and shoot over this elevation.
Yeah, no, like I'm leaving that up to the individual squads to fill out once they're at their position.
And you said if you call a certain squad to say Boris to fall back 1, RDM should fall back to the one behind it.
Yeah, Archie will be sent to the one behind that because like whilst Boris is holding them off, you can fall back safely too, and like you can continue on like
Okay.
that. So
I guess a lot of this will have to be planned in game with Scorpion Duchy. Can we get a holding point marked down for the air assets?
that's
the
gonna
actual,
be
uh,
I circled it in purple. Two
okay,
good
copy that.
spots.
The actual highway itself is protected by AA, so you'll have to fly around the outside of the island to get there. Don't fly straight over the middle; you will die.
What about
Scorpion,
here
the
in
enemy's
this
pushing
tiny
only
little
through those
spot?
roads that are marked.
It doesn't mean they won't go around through the mountain possibly. Just have to always take shit into account.
Can we
Um,
not thread the needle between the shore, Ed?
You can try if you want, but I'm not guaranteeing the circles are totally accurate.
That's why I said
If you're in the jet, you fly high enough.
One thing I would suggest you do
Higher, fast
is
enough.
when you park your vehicles, dig the tank trenches around them to protect the wheels from shrapnel, because you don't want to try and make a getaway and then figure out you've got a flat tire. So
Any chance of a fob or a fart brother for the
Scorpion.
helicopters to rearm at?
If you zoom out a little, you could definitely see there's going to be an enemy entry there.
that's why I did it.
No, there's an area coming from there to southern push. That's why I put
Since
Arma
we
position
started forward ABs, right?
Who's breathing into the
we start at the
Yeah,
usual
I don't know who
airbase.
really
Yeah,
is
the forward
right.
airbase.
Right.
But
Anyway,
Okay.